India has taken a major step towards becoming an arms exporter. It is selling the Brahmos missile to the Philippines. This is a significant development for two reasons. One, the Philippines could be India's first client for this missile system. And two, Indian arms could protect the Philippines against Beijing in the South China Sea. This region is the South China Sea. It has become one of the biggest flashpoints, not just in Asia, but the entire world. China claims the whole of the South China Sea. 5 other countries make overlapping claims: the Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei and Vietnam. And that is the essence of the conflict over the South China Sea. So the Philippines is pitted against China and India is selling arms to the Philippines. That should explain the strategic significance of this deal. Now let's tell you what this agreement is all about. What signal does it send to Beijing, and what does it mean for India, a country that's responding to the Chinese threat with a call for self-reliance? In our cover story tonight, we'll discuss all of this and more. First, let's tell you about this deal that was inked in Manila. It happened on Tuesday. What you see on your screen is a photograph from the signing ceremony. India was represented by its ambassador to the Philippines. What does the agreement say? It isn't exactly about the procurement of the Brahmos missile. India and the Philippines have signed what is called, quote-unquote, an implementing agreement. It dictates the terms and sets the foundation for government-to-government contracts. But as far as the Philippines is concerned, it wants the Brahmos missile. The country's Defence Secretary, Delfin Lorenza, witnessed the signing ceremony on Tuesday. And in no uncertain terms, he has declared, and I'm quoting, "We are buying the Brahmos missiles." Now, the next step for the Philippines is to discuss a deal to procure the Brahmos. Why does Manila want this Indian missile? The Brahmos is considered to be the fastest supersonic missile in the world. Supersonic means faster than the speed of sound. And the Brahmos is known to be a leader in that category of missiles. Reports say it travels at 3 times the speed of sound. It can be fired from ships, submarines, aircraft and ground launchers. The missile itself has a range of 290 kilometers. The Philippines wants to use the Brahmos system for coastal defense and ground attack. A clear vulnerability considering the growing Chinese aggression in the South China Sea. In the month of January, China had passed a law. It gave its Coast Guard powers to open fire on foreign vessels. The Philippines filed a strong diplomatic protest over this move. Its foreign minister shot off a tweet calling the law a quote-unquote verbal threat of war. Clearly, the Philippines feels the need to step up its defenses along the coast, and India wants to help. Experts believe the Brahmos will be a good fit for the Philippines, for more reasons than one. First of all, the Philippines can launch these missiles not just from land but also from its ships. Reason number 2, it's a tried and tested platform. India has conducted several tests on the Brahmos. The missiles have been deployed in several strategic locations along the line of control with China, and reports say they're being integrated for use on the Sukhoi fighter jets too. Reason number 3, the cost. India is helping out the Philippines here as well. We understand that New Delhi has offered Manila a $100 million soft loan to acquire the missiles. This happened in December. That credit line could be extended if required. So it looks like a win-win situation for the Philippines. But what about India? New Delhi has a lot to gain too if this agreement goes through. It gains a footing as a major arms exporter. The agreement in the Philippines is a step towards establishing India's credentials as a competitive exporter in the global defense market. Already, there's a lot of global interest around the Brahmos. Beyond the Philippines, Vietnam and the United Arab Emirates are said to be keen on buying the Brahmos. Reports say India has held similar conversations with Argentina, Brazil, Indonesia and South Africa as well. The aim is to touch the target of $5 billion worth of defense exports by 2025. And it seems like the Brahmos will be the backbone of this mission. But this deal is not just about the arms trade. India's move to sell defense equipment to the Philippines ups the stakes against China. Indian missiles will now allow the Philippines to assert its territorial rights in the South China Sea. That's a clear message, if there ever was one. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.